just nipple down. Oh, really? Yeah. Gosh.
実際の子供がいますから、みんな、そうそう。
That's very good too. Yeah, of course you can. I'll let you.
I'm wearing a yukata. Yukata is a kind of like a summer version of a kimono, and it's much thinner. It's only one layer compared to the kimono, where kimono can be like 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. But yeah, so this is a yukata that we wear during the summer, and you wear it typically to festivals or any special occasions. And yeah. So the Powell Street Festival is the longest running and the largest Japanese festival that happens in North America. And it occurs in the historic Japantown, which is Powell Street. And historically, the Japanese Canadians that were living here, if you know much about the history of internment, they were displaced and they were forced out of their homes before World War II and during World War II. And so Powell Street Festival is kind of, it symbolizes the bringing back of Japanese culture to the people and the space that it kind of belonged in historically. So yeah, at least that's my interpretation of the Powell Street Festival. Yeah. So that's actually what we're here for right now. I'm here representing the NAJC, which is the National Association of Japanese Canadians. So there was federal redress, and right now we are actually working and advocating for raising awareness to BC redress, which is provincial redress. And so right now we're in the process of conducting community consultations and just getting feedback from the community, Japanese Canadian community, and the larger community about what they think the BC government should do to kind of redress the history of internment. And hopefully we'll present something comprehensive to the government and see what they have to say.
Because it does with me. I'm thinking if they did it to one group of people, they do it to another.
There was maybe not in the same capacity, but I feel like in the political climate now, it wouldn't be surprising. I mean, even, well, if you look in the States, like people in the States right now, there are people being detained at internment camps that were used, during World War II. So, I mean, I feel like I'm cautiously optimistic, but that's why it's so important to kind of raise awareness about things that happened in the past, because we don't want it to happen, because it was so deeply traumatizing and it was criminal.
Yes, and things change, but they never change, It's like time goes on, but we keep repeating patterns over and over again. And I don't know, well, do you think the Japanese culture and community is quite strong in Vancouver, or is it not bad, or how do you feel?
I think it's very strong, but I think it's because the Japanese were so resilient, and I think everything that the freedom that we have to express this Japaneseness today in this capacity, it's really thanks to the Issei's, or the first generations and the second generation Japanese Canadians who endured what happened during the internment, I think. So I personally, like for me to be able to stand here and to be like this and be accepted, it's really because of them. It's because of the second generation people and the third generations actually that were so resilient and had retained a sense of who they were in some sense. But it gets really kind of abstract and metaphysical after that. I do think that Vancouver does have a really strong Japanese presence.
Could you tell me about those there?
These are the flowers that I make. It's called tsunami-zaiku. So I make the flowers for the Young Leaders Association of the NAJC, and or Young Leaders Committee, I should say. We're selling them for donations, and they all go towards the Young Leaders. And so these flowers here, the fabric is supplied by FabCycle, which is an organization that's dedicated to recycling and renewing and sustainability and whatnot. And so I'm kind of collaborating with them and making these flowers for the Japanese Canadians.
Well, they look very cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, I also teach workshops at the Nikkei Center in Redress. Yes.